So let's start with the foundation that taught him all these things that he then passed on to so many other Padre players and with his other several teams. With his mom, Mickey, and his older brothers, Greg, and I think you know Glenn Hoffman, right here at home plate. While they get situated up here, let me direct your attention for the first but not the last time to the video screens. And we'll take a look back at the formative years of Greg and Glenn and their little brother, Trevor Hoffman.
Yeah, look at that. Look at him. There's the old Bonneville in the background. Well, look at his legs. I mean, you can tell it's a Hoffman leg. I mean, look at the calves and everything. Look at Dad's arms just wrapped around him and protecting that right arm. Yeah. Already, Dad's already got it. He's already got it protected. There he is. Yeah. The All-Star.
That's right. He's got the stars going on.
I think that's the move I was teaching him as a third base coach.
Yeah, it was like stop here.
Yeah.
I've never seen a guy so happy in my life either. You know, look at this cigar. There you go. Mom was like fanatical about camping during the summer. We had to go.
That's what I made All-Stars. Look at him. He's hanging around. That's pretty cool.
Look at that.
Baseball's in his blood. Yeah. Trevor will be the bat player when he gets a little bit older.
Yeah, that's right. There's the broken leg. And so he wouldn't stop him for a second. He kept chasing us around.
This is when they came out, the family, Dad, and
is that Tudor?
That's John Tudor. And then must have been for the All-Star break, right before the All-Star break. Hey, I remember.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Family number 15.
15 for basketball, but baseball, he was so small they gave him number
one. But it basically became 15, and then when he got to the Major League, Bochy had it. And so he flipped it, and that's how he got 51. He was actually a better basketball player in high school than he was a baseball player.
We had a wall, and we'd have battles back there. Trevor would always try to play against us, and we beat him, 10-0. And then finally the day came when he held his ground and took it to us, didn't he? Oh, there's Hoffman.
Yeah.
Huh? Looks like all of them. Trev had the blue eyes.
Yeah, I know.
That's his dog Grounder. That was a puppy. Remember when you painted my dog blue?
Yeah. Trouble.
Well, he's wearing my old uniform right
now. Was that what it was?
Yeah. Hey, that's where it started to happen.
Yeah, turn around. Coach Pickler, Scott Pickler is an awesome baseball coach. He had a great tutor for those 2 years. Changed his life.
There's another one changed his life, Trace.
Yeah. Yeah. Be at the beach is where it was at. You know, body surfing we all body surfed.
This is so neat with Mom, Trev's boys, because I remember back when he'd come to Fenway and he'd take batting practice and he'd try to hit this wall. He wasn't old enough or strong enough to get rid of it. So when he went back in '99 for the All-Star game, quite cool. Well, we've come a long way. Kids are grown. I think as a family man, outstanding the way he's raising his kids the right way. And from a professional standpoint, it's a new chapter in his life. The game goes on with or without us. And he's always been a part of the game, and he's going to be a part of the game in our hearts and our memories. And now the retirement's happened, there's a new chapter. And I think whatever he does, he's going to do the best he can at it, and it'll be good.
I think that you watch a little skinny guy grow into a big, strong man that people admire. And to be honest with you, I'm prouder of him as a person than I ever could be as a ball player.
I remember in an interview one time, Trevor told me that he came home from a Little League game, and Greg asked him, how'd you do? And he said, I was 2 for 3, 3 RBIs. And Greg said, no. When I say that, I don't mean how you did. I mean, how did your team do? That's what matters. Hey, Greg, thank you. You laid a foundation, and that's the kind of player this man became. Team first and only. So I'd like to welcome to the stage now State Assemblyman Nathan Fletcher, County Supervisor Bill Horn, and the Honorable Jerry Sanders, Mayor of the City of San Diego, a special presentation on behalf of all of us, the people of San Diego. They each have a proclamation making today, August 21, 2011, Trevor Hoffman Day in the County of San Diego and the City of San Diego. Thank you, gentlemen. Time to introduce people who have been with Trevor a long time. Familiar faces, friends, family. In this section right here, Trevor's agent, Rick Thurman. Former Padre executives, executives of the Milwaukee Brewers and the Florida Marlins who are here today, we thank them. And thank them for giving us Trevor Hoffman. Thank you, Marty. And by the way, thank you to this present Padre leadership, which said, why do this years from now? It's Trevor Hoffman. Do it now. Jeff Morad, Tom Garfinkel, and Jed Hoyer. Thank you, gentlemen. Let's get started with these players from his past. Trev, I gotta have you only one place to meet these guys. Where else? On the mound, on the rubber. Let's get started. Trevor Hoffman, this is your life. Our first group of guests instrumental in shaping this young athlete that Greg and Glenn were talking about to an eventual major league superstar, for heaven's sakes. Trevor's high school basketball coach at Savannah High School in Anaheim. Here's Tom Gregory. After finishing high school, no offers to play college ball for Trev, so he went on to play at Cypress Community College. Please welcome the Cypress Community College coach, Scott Pickler, right here. After 2 years of success at Cypress, the University of Arizona plays some shortstop there for former Wildcat head coach Jerry Kendall. And by the way, this was no average team that he was the starting shortstop on. They had a future major leaguer who threw an eventual no-hitter by the name of Scott Erickson, and as good a first baseman with the glove that I ever saw, J.T. Snow, right here. Before we knew it, Jerry, Scott, JT, they knew what kind of a guy this was, what kind of a player he was. Let's go to the videotape and the boards once again for a clip of that fun-loving kid there at the University of Arizona in Tucson.
Hi, Dan. Hey, Hunting. This is Trevor Hoffman coming you live on Channel 4 KBOA, and, excuse me, Jack. You're known on this team as a comedian, also a very good impersonator of Bobby Knight. One real quick one. Coach Knight, put defense in your hands, at your feet. Great. Usually experience underneath the television camera. You've done well at being a politician on the air. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you.
Following U of A, drafted in the '89 draft, 11th round by the Cincinnati Reds. Had a great arm. They thought, how this impacted baseball. Let's make him into a pitcher. So thank you to his former pitching coach, Mike Griffin, for that amazing decision.
Trevor,
was our shortstop in 1990 in Charleston, West Virginia. We saw a strong arm from Trevor and a great athlete that Trevor was. We made a phone call to our farm director that year at about the halfway point during the season, deciding that maybe we should try to give Trevor a chance on the mound because of his arm strength. And I believe that his first side mound was in Greensboro, North Carolina, and after about the fifth pitch, my mouth dropped to the floor. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I saw a tremendous athlete take to pitching like I have never seen before. Just on his delivery was so smooth and so quiet, and everything just flowed so freely that I made a phone call back saying, I think we may have something here.
Yeah, what a decision. Then in '92, Trevor taken by these Florida Marlins in the expansion draft when they began in Major League Baseball a year later. 28 games, 2 saves, and then changing coasts in '93. And remember in that trade how the big mouth guy on Channel 8, and a lot of others thought, oh, bad trade, and we picked on this guy. Thank you, former general manager, now Padre, director of operations international, for making that trade. Thank you, Randy Smith. He threw hard back then. He was mid-90s, but as you remember, hurt his shoulder, needed another pitch. Another great trade that Randy Smith made, which was kind of hoo-hooed at the time. But this guy, who was acquired by from Atlanta by Randy, taught Trevor to throw the changeup. Thank you, Donnie Elliott. Of all the influences, I'm not sure who has the most courage and the most character, but they've been inseparable. His former bullpen coach, who was a marvelous player at the University of Minnesota, and a brain tumor ended his career, but not his leadership and character. Here's Mark Marilla. Well, I mentioned character and integrity. That pretty well sums it up. He flew more missions in combat than I've taken flights. He's been a mentor to Trevor, and by gosh, he's been a mentor to me in my 32 years of his 39. A great Yankee, a great Marine, a great Padre. Here's Jerry Coleman. Pitching coach from the '98 World Series team and National League champions. You couldn't have him as a pitching coach and not get tougher. Here's Stu. Dave Stewart. And in case you wonder how Trevor got better and how the organization can pick up guys like Langren and Adams and Bell and make them become some of the top relievers in all of baseball, here's why. Pitching coach Darren Bosley, and speaking of courage and toughness, bullpen coach Darryl Ackerfeld. And the same goes for a former pitching coach with his input, the 2010 Manager of the Year of the National League, skipper Buddy Black. Get to some of Trevor's catchers and how important they are. And you know them well as former Padres. Brian Johnson and Gold Glove winner Brad Osmond. As a rookie, came up with a second half of the 08 season, Trevor's final season, and caught him and learned from him and had a really nice night last night. Here's Nicky Hudlin.